All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about that feeling. You know the one. You're at a party, maybe a work thing, and you're stuck in a conversation about the weather. And you can literally feel your energy just draining out of you. It's a super common struggle, but what if I told you it has absolutely nothing to do with being antisocial or shy or rude? What if it's all about how your brain is actually wired?
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been chatting for maybe 10 minutes about, well, nothing really, and you feel more tired than if you just run a 5K. You're doing all the right things, right? You're smiling, you're nodding along, but on the inside, you're just looking for the nearest exit. So why does this thing that seems so easy for everyone else feel like such heavy lifting for you?
And here's the most important thing to get right off the bat. If you feel this way, you are so not alone. This is a really, really common experience for a certain kind of thinker. And today, we're going to get into exactly why. This isn't some kind of social flaw, it's a cognitive style.
Okay, so this leads to a massive misunderstanding. Because people who struggle with small talk, they often get hit with some pretty unfair labels. They get judged, and those judgments are almost always based on a total misread of what's actually going on inside their head. This is the classic, isn't it? Or maybe you've heard you're cold, or you're not a team player. These things sting, right? Because they're not just about your behavior. They feel like an attack on your character, like you're missing some kind of warmth or empathy. But that just misses the entire point.
So let me just say this loud and clear. The idea that struggling with small talk means you're bad with people or you don't have empathy, it's a complete myth, a total myth. The real reason has nothing to do with your personality. It has everything to do with how your brain is designed to see the world.
So what is the real reason? Well, it all comes down to this fundamental clash in communication styles, which really comes from two different ways of thinking. A good way to picture it is like you have two different computers trying to run software that was built for the other one's operating system. It's going to cause a lot of friction, and man, does it drain the battery.
And this is where it gets really interesting. On one side, you've got the structural thinker. Their brain is basically a puzzle solver. It's always looking for a goal, it's hunting for new insights, and it just loves to build a logical framework for things. Then on the other side, you have affective communication. And its goal isn't to solve anything, its purpose is to build a connection. It uses emotion, and this is key, repetition, talking about the same things over and over to build a sense of community and safety. And guess what? Small talk is pretty much pure affective communication.
And that brings us to the key term here, cognitive mismatch. This is the big aha moment. When a structural brain, a brain that's looking for a problem to solve or a system to map out, gets thrown into a conversation that has no goal and no structure, its gears just grind. It's desperately trying to find a pattern, a point, a destination, but there isn't one. Because for effective communication, the whole point is the journey, not the destination.
And that mismatch, well, that leads us directly to why this whole process is so incredibly draining. It's because the structural brain is putting in a ton of work without getting any of the rewards it's actually built to look for. It's all effort and almost no payoff. Let's just break that down a bit. Small talk is all over the place, right? No clear structure, no beginning or end, there's no resolution, no problem ever gets solved, and maybe most importantly, it offers very little new information, no new concepts to chew on. For a brain that gets its kicks from learning something new or cracking a code, this is like being stuck on a treadmill. You're burning a ton of energy, but you're not actually going anywhere.
This chart just says it all, doesn't it? I mean, look at that huge imbalance. The mental effort it takes to stay engaged, to search for patterns that aren't there, to just perform all the social rituals, it's way up there. But the tangible reward for that brain, the insight, the data, the solution, it's practically zero. It's just a terrible return on investment for a brain that's basically a high-efficiency analysis machine.
This might be the best way to think about it. Imagine giving a master puzzle solver a box full of jigsaw pieces that don't actually make a picture. They're going to keep trying, right? They'll turn the pieces over, look for connections. It's what their brain is designed to do. But after a while, they're just going to be exhausted and totally frustrated. That is exactly what small talk feels like for an analytical mind.
So this brings us to what I think is the most important part of this whole thing. We've talked a lot about the problem, but now it's time for a reframe. Because this isn't about a deficit, it's about a design. We're talking about a feature here, not a bug.
Seriously, let this one sink in. Your difficulty with these unstructured conversations, it is not a flaw in your character, it is a feature of your brain. The exact same wiring that makes small talk feel like a chore is what makes you a fantastic strategist, a brilliant problem solver, someone who can see patterns that everybody else misses. Your brain is just optimized for a different and totally valuable task.
And this is really the ultimate takeaway. Your difficulty with small talk does not mean you lack empathy. It means your brain is designed to seek clarity, not filler. So the next time you feel that drain, that exhaustion setting in during some casual chat, just remember this. Your brain isn't broken. It's not antisocial. It's just searching for a signal in all the noise. It's looking for meaning, for structure, for clarity. And in a world that can feel pretty chaotic sometimes, what could be a more valuable design than that?